Hello, hello. Thanks for being here, you guys.
Yeah, welcome back to Internet
Internet girls.
Girls. Oh my
Wah, wah,
God.
wah.
So, Hannah and I have been chatting just like the tiniest little bit before we hopped on here, and I can't believe that I've been talking to you and not mentioned how my foot hurts. So,
Oh my God, how did we go a second without hearing about your aching foot?
I know. Like,
What?
it's the weirdest thing. It's a phenomenon because I didn't do anything to it. It just hurts. Like, what?
Oh, I
Yeah.
have that with my eyebrows sometimes.
Wait, really?
Yes, that's so random.
Yeah. Phantom hurts. Where in your eyebrow?
Like on the edge.
Like, what do you mean? Does it
I don't
just
know. Sometimes I'll just be like, wait, my eyebrow really hurts. It's like the most niche pain.
Yeah.
But I feel you on the phantom pains, like, especially pregnant. I'm like, oh, this part of my body like really hurts today. And I just have to tell someone about it. I have to complain.
Yeah, no, that's how I feel. It's like the weirdest pain. It's like at the base of my foot, just like right there. Like, I don't know what it is. I can barely walk.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I have
Oh
to like
shit.
walk on one side of my foot, like, and sometimes I get this pain if I'm wearing high heels, but like I have not been wearing high heels, like,
She's a hobbly girl.
no, for real. And Matt and I are about to go on a trip like in a couple days, so I'm like, mm,
Has it been like days like this?
no, I just woke up this morning and
Okay, but this is how it happens. You'll like wake up with it, and then the next morning you'll wake up without it. So I have high hopes.
well, I hope so. If anyone has heard of like a random pain at like the base of your, I don't know, what do you call that?
Toes.
Like the base of your, like the pad of your foot where your toes meet. Your
Any doctors out there?
yeah, diagnose me. Oh my gosh. Also, did you see my Instagram story? There's a snake in my house
Oh,
yesterday.
I saw that. I actually couldn't even respond because I was so shocked. I was like, I would have burned the house down. Bye.
No, the scream I scrumped. Like I was like, "Ah!" And
You could have kept it as a pet though.
oh my God, I swear I thought Matt was playing with it. I didn't even post the whole video of Matt like getting it in the box and not. I swear I was like, Matt, I swear you were playing with that snake, like
I'm
having
sure he
fun with it.
was.
Yeah.
Boys and snakes, man. Like my brother growing up had a pet snake. And I was like, can we not allow this in the house? Like, please? That would be great. Can we not keep dead frozen mice in our freezer? That would also be great.
Oh my
Thanks.
gosh. You're like, I object to this.
I object.
What was the snake's name?
Wait, my eyebrow just started hurting. I'm like, wait,
Phantom Pain.
phantom pain. I have no idea what that snake's name was. I was keeping my distance.
You're like the nameless snake over there. Your brother's gonna be like so offended when you know that, and when he finds out you didn't even know this name of the snake.
Probably. I digress. Keep that thing away from me.
It was the tiniest little snake, and if I'm being honest, it was a tiny bit cute, but like still terrifying. Like it was tiny, like it was like small, maybe a little
Yeah.
bigger than that, like this big and very skinny, but
Yeah, a pet snake.
terrifying. And
It
how
was
did it
probably someone's pet, Tori. It probably got out of their house into yours, and you were like, get that thing away from me. And that was someone's baby snake pet.
oh no, but how did it get in here is the big question.
I don't know.
Like how
I
does
wonder that about spiders. I'm like, where are you coming from? Because, like, here's the thing about me, I'm super arachnophobic. I actually am okay with like every other creepy crawly, but not spiders.
really.
Yeah. Can't deal.
So what do you do? Like, what's your course of action if you see a spider? Do you just call John immediately?
Yeah, scream, run, burn the house down. Yeah, so we got back from Yosemite this weekend. And I open my suitcase and I'm like tired, whatever. There is a massive fucking spider in my suitcase. And I
Oh.
was like near my hairbrush and I was like, I have to get a new hairbrush. I love my hairbrush. Like terrified. And then John like went for it and it darted out of the way.
Oh
And I
my
was like,
gosh.
burn it all.
Oh my gosh. Did y'all find it though?
Oh yeah. There was no way I was just gonna sleep in a house with a missing giant spider.
No,
Disgusting.
that's terrifying. That's terrifying. No, I was having this thought. I was like, what if Matt wasn't home? Like, because he was about to walk out the door. He was in
Oh
his
my god.
scrubs headed to work. Imagine like I didn't see that like right before he walked out the door. Whoa, and
No.
I was just home with the
No.
snake. I think
No.
I know. I think
That's my biggest fear.
yeah, I think I would have went and got a hotel. Like I'm not even kidding. I think I would have been
I don't
like,
blame you. And that's
"Bye."
honestly not dramatic. Like that feels right.
Yeah. That's the only answer.
Oh my
But
god.
speaking of Yosemite, tell me, I love Yosemite. It's such a magical place. What a magical like wedding
I know.
venue.
Literally, when I found out that she was having her wedding in Yosemite, I was like, y'all better invite me because that is my vibe. I love Yosemite and it was the most perfect time to be there. Like, literally, this coming weekend, it's supposed to be like snowing and cold. And it's usually snowing by this time in Yosemite. So the fact that it was in the 70s, the leaves were all like yellow, like they'd fully changed pink leaves everywhere. It was like the most beautiful, perfect weekend. This girl lucked out with the weather. My God.
Fall time. So, but did she have that plant? Like, was she hoping for like fall vibes or was she hoping for the snow though?
Well, she told me this was just the only date they had available.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So it wasn't, I don't think it was that thought out, but I think she was just hoping that it would be nice and we could all wear our little dresses. And yeah, it was so nice. So it was like right outside the park. It was like 15 minutes outside the park. And so we went in 2 days. The sad thing is, I was not sleeping when I was there. Like, my pregnancy insomnia was so bad. And it was even worse because these beds. Okay. I kind of felt bad because literally in the middle of the wedding, I'm talking to the bride and I start going on a rampage about the beds. And John's like, it is her wedding day. Can you not like talk to her about these shitty beds?
Complain about the accommodation.
And I was like, oh, I feel really bad now. But I was just trying to tell her, I was like, I haven't slept 2 days. Like, it was like, so when you're pregnant, you get to like second half of pregnancy, you can't sleep on your back anymore. Did you know this?
No, why?
Basically, there's this like artery or something that's kind of like on your right side, and your uterus gets so big that if you're on your back, it can like press on that artery and then you don't get blood flow and then you pass out.
Oh, so it's like medically they tell you like do not sleep on your right side.
Well, they
Or I
tell
mean your
you,
back, sorry.
yeah, they tell you like if you can just sleep on your left side, that would be ideal. If you have to sleep on your right side, that's fine too, but try not to sleep on your back, which is impossible. Like I wake up on my back every day. I'm like, well, I'm still here.
Oh my
But
god.
anyway, so I'm laying in this bed. It is hard as a rock. I was like, if a rock is a 10 on the hardness scale, this is a 9.5. Like I feel like I'm sleeping on the ground. My ribs were hurting
Oh
from
my
like
god.
laying on my side on this hard bed. It was horrible. The next day, like after our first night there, I requested like 4 more pillows to try and like, put them under my ribs, put them behind my back, like have 3 behind my neck, like everything. So they deliver the pillows. And these pillows that they delivered were like disgusting. Like they had hairs all over them. And I didn't realize that they like separately delivered pillowcases. So they put these like gross pillows on the bed and then like had the pillowcases. And I was like, what the heck kind of service is this?
Oh, that's wild.
But anyway, besides, not sleeping, the wedding was beautiful. I do have kind of an awkward story though
Oh yeah?
regarding
Tell us.
me because awkward things always happen to me. So let me set the scene. It is First night, everyone's arriving. It's great. There's a welcome barbecue. And it said it started at 5:30. So John and I roll in at like 5:35. Like we're pretty on time because it's like a wedding. And we walk in together like hand in hand. And all of a sudden, all of this applause erupts from like many of the guests who are there. And it's not like a lot of people are there yet, but all of these people are like, yeah, it's our bride and groom.
No, you didn't.
The way that I just stopped and stared at these people, many of whom were her family members.
Oh my
And I
God.
was like, what are you talking about? And it was at that moment I realized that both John and I actually look alike to the bride and groom. And we're like, they're doppelgangers.
Oh my gosh, like they're stand-in, they're movie stand-ins.
That's what I felt like. I was like, oh, if Megan and Charles don't have enough time to like say hi to everyone, I guess we can. Like, come say hi. So that happened, and it was so awkward. Like, her mom's literally standing there, like turning red. Like, you could see, like, oh my God, this is so awkward. And I was like, no, like, not us. And then later in the evening, like an hour later, this man runs up to me and hugs me and is like, Megan,
Oh,
so good to see you. Congrats. I was like, do we really look that much alike, or are we both just fat?
wait, was this happening like the whole weekend?
Well, it happened multiple times the first day, and then the rest of the weekend, people were just making jokes about it. And I was like, this is so awkward. Like, we do look somewhat alike, but we're not identical, you know?
No. Y'all just have like similar coloring, you know?
Yeah, similar hair. Like, John and Charles both have the same beard. Like, I get it.
Okay.
But still, I was like, are you guys not related to her? Like, how do you not know what she looks like?
And I've not seen her husband, so I can't speak for that. But I know, like, you and her have, like, similar coloring. But
We
I
do.
wouldn't say that, like, y'all look like that much alike.
No, we really don't. Also, I'm pregnant. Like, I had my little baby bump out. I'm like, okay, also she's in white. She's literally wearing white. She is the bride. I'm not wearing white.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to send you a picture though I got of John and Charles, and they're like sitting right next to each other, and they look so similar. And that was like the first thing I realized when we all got together for a double date. I was like, we are doppelgangers. Like,
Oh, that's so funny. We should post this Instagram story of, like, 4 of you guys together.
we honestly should have all taken a picture together, because like
Y'all should
the
have.
bride
Y'all
and
didn't?
groom and the fake bride and groom. I know, everything was just like so crazy. We like didn't end up
Yeah.
doing that, but yeah. Anyway,
That's
it was very
actually-
interesting.
That's hilarious. That's a really good wedding story. You know, that's
I
just
know.
like, that's something that would happen in a movie, you know?
Right? And the fact that it didn't even just happen one time.
Yeah. Like a
Like,
movie moment.
that's crazy behavior. And then on the last day, people were like, oh, bye, Charles and Megan, like winking at us, like, ha 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 ha. It's like, you guys are so funny.
Was anyone of her family like mad about it, or was it all like,
No, no one was mad.
okay.
I think it was more just like, I'd never met any of these people, and to walk in and that's the first thing that happens, like, I was like, John, let's go over here. Like, I have to process this. Like, this is so awkward.
Oh my gosh. But what
And I told
icebreaker.
Megan about it. I know, seriously. I told Megan about it, and Megan and Charles were like cracking up. Like, it was just so funny. I'm like, do these people not know you? Like, they're at your wedding. I did take a picture, like a selfie with Megan, and I was looking at it and I was like, oh, we do kind of look like. I see it.
I love that story.
That's my update. But Yosemite was really fun. It was nice to get away. Like, we went to the Awani one day. Do you know what that is? Well, the Awani is like I think it's like the oldest hotel in the park or something. It's really beautiful. And you guys know my obsession with prime rib, right? So I go in and they had like a dinner buffet, and I'm looking at it, and prime rib was at the buffet. And I'm still kicking myself for going to the wedding instead of going to the prime rib buffet. I That was
Oh
so
my
close. Especially pregnant. I'm pretty sure I could eat like 10 to 15 slices of prime rib.
Oh my gosh. Well, when we go to Prime Rib, since I'm on a GLP-1, I'm sure you will be getting some of my, because we're going, or well, actually, did we get the res yet? We don't even know.
Not yet.
Yeah,
I'm still working on it.
counting the horse before the carriage there. But,
Yeah, don't get
uh,
too excited.
well, so this resort that you're talking about that you went to that was having the buffet, did you guys end up eating there, or were you guys just like going to check it out?
Yeah, we just checked it out. We grabbed a coffee, caffeinated for me because I did not sleep. Yeah, just like did some shopping, bought my grandma like a little birthday present there, and
Oh,
yeah, it was just like
cute.
really pretty. And then we like hiked around the grounds, which was basically just the valley floor. And John brought his little hiking sticks for me.
Oh, that's
Picture
cute.
me using these hiking sticks, and the path is like paved.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, my
That's so
balance
fun.
so off. He was like, just use them. Like, you're
Like,
gonna
just be
die.
careful.
Yeah, don't fall.
I love a boutique hotel, or not even a boutique hotel, but like a luxury hotel like that. So I would have been all over that. That
Uh,
sounds incredible.
yeah, honestly, you need to come here for like a long time. And we'll go to Yosemite, we'll go to Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Like, we'll just do like all the things and it'll be so fun. So
All the
add that to your future list.
I will. I will. All the California things. Yeah, because I've only been to Yosemite once, and it was actually such a crazy day. Like, listen to this. You know, everyone says California is great because you can go surfing, snowboarding, and something all in the same day. They like say that.
Yeah.
Um, well, we climb in a mountain. That's the other one. You can go mountain climbing, surfing, and snowboarding all in the same day. Well, Matt and I went to Yosemite, and then we went straight from Yosemite to Pebble
Uh,
Beach.
Pebble
Yeah.
Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, it starts with a P for sure.
Yeah. But we went straight from there to Pebble Beach, and at Pebble Beach, they have this one golf course because Pebble Beach is like multiple golf courses, like that area. I don't know if other people know this. It's not just like, oh, one Pebble Beach. Like, yes, that golf course is called Pebble Beach, but there's like multiple golf courses in that area, and they have this one that there's these bagpipers that come and play,
Yeah.
and
I'm
they
pretty sure we've actually talked about this on a past podcast episode.
oh, really? So Matt and I went from Yosemite to that Pebble Beach where we were hearing the bagpipes play all in like the same day, and it was such a crazy day. And
That is a crazy day,
I can't believe we were like there earlier this morning and now we're here listening to the
right?
bagpipes play and I have a craft cocktail in my hand and the beach is right there. Like it's crazy. But
I love California.
yeah, that's
California forever.
the beauty of California.
Oh my God. Also, I went apple picking.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that. I thought we talked about that last episode. But
No, because I only went this weekend.
oh, okay. Yes. Oh my gosh.
I know. Can you believe? You guys, I've been trying to go apple picking for like 4 or 5 years, maybe, like since pre COVID. And it is just so hard to do in the Bay because either like you have to get a reservation like months in advance and go in September when it's hot as fuck, or you have to go to like Apple Hill, which is like traffic central. Like it's so busy, it will ruin your whole experience.
Where is that? Where is Apple Hill?
It's like just north of Sacramento.
Oh, okay. That's up
Yeah.
there
It's up
too.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like probably like 2 hours from me. And I want to go. It looks so cute, but like you have to go on a weekday and it just like never works out. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. So anyway, I was giving up on my dream quickly. I was like, we're just going to fly to freaking Indiana next year with our baby and like have this experience in the Midwest because like it's not happening here. But we're driving through to Yosemite and I literally see you pick apples. And I was like, hold the damn phone. What? And I was like, John, we need to stop immediately. And he was like, oh, not right now, not right now. And I was like, we have to stop. And turned out to be closed on a Thursday. But 'twas open on a Sunday. So on the way back, I was like, we're stopping in Ripon, California to pick some apples. And turned out to be harder work than I expected.
Really?
Like it was hard to walk. And like, I mean, did not have the right shoes on, and I am pregnant and have no endurance. And I was like, oh, I'm tired. Like, and it was kind of hot, and I was wearing like warmer weather or like warmer clothes. And I was like, oh, wait, this is actually hard work.
Yeah.
It's not just like cutesy. Like, you have to walk a lot to get to the apples. But we got a ton of apples, like pink ladies and crimson, whatever. I just had one for breakfast. They are delicious. And it was just like such a cute place. So it's an hour and a half from us. So I'm like, if we want to go apple picking now, like we have a place.
Oh, that's
Isn't
awesome.
that great?
I love that. I love that. And they probably do apple picking like year round, right? In California. Well, because I feel like
Mm.
California's so temperate though, like
Yeah, just September and October, but they do have cherry picking in the spring.
I love cherries.
I know, cherries are my fave. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go back in the spring with baby girl and pick some cherries with her because, like, how cute. Anyways, what is new with you? We've been like yapping about me this whole time. Sorry.
Oh no, no. I mean, really my big update is my foot in the snake. Like but since the last time we talked.
We're such interesting people.
But Matt and I are actually leaving to go to Saratoga, like upstate New York.
Mm,
We're working with our very first tourism board, so I'm very excited about that.
so fun.
Yeah, and I've never worked like super like as formally with the tourism board. Like anything I've ever done with the tourism board, it's been like, oh, come to this like event or like come do this like one thing that we have planned. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? This is like, oh, okay, we have this full itinerary set for you on
So,
all of
like a
the days.
brand trip.
Yeah, it's kind of like a brand trip, exactly like a brand trip, but it's like just me and Matt, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about it. But so we have that, and we leave for that on Halloween.
Oh,
Yeah.
tomorrow.
And then we extended our trip a little bit for 2 days, and we're staying because there's a wine country up there in upstate New York. So we're staying like 30 minutes away from Saratoga, like in this rural,
Ooh.
rusticy vibe, wine country esque town. And
Okay, the dream.
yeah, so I'm super excited because it's like super fall vibe. You know what I
Oh my
mean?
god, fun.
And the Airbnb's on an apple orchard, actually.
Oh,
So,
you're kidding.
so I'm so
Be
excited.
right over.
2 days of just kind of relaxing, picking apples and
That's
drinking
so
wine.
cute. So when does it start snowing there?
Pretty soon, not like too far away. Well, see, they say that, but last year it only snowed like 3 times. But
Like the
then,
whole year? Like the whole season?
no, that's not true. See, okay, it snowed a lot more when we were on Cape than it did when we came up this way.
Mm,
Because I don't know what to say as far as that goes. Because when we were up this way, it only snowed twice. But then when we were on Cape Cod, I count that as like two different times, even though they were both in Massachusetts. But when
mhm.
we were on Cape Cod, it snowed kind of a lot.
Oh, okay.
But they were said that was unusual. It doesn't normally snow that much on Cape Cod, and it normally snows way more up here because it's technically colder up here.
Do you like the snow? Has that been fun to
I did. I
experience?
liked it on Cape, like, because it was like
Yeah.
really cute and like cozy little town. I would look out my window and we had these like three trees that looked like Christmas trees that were just in our front
Oh,
yard.
that's so
So cute.
cute.
Yeah. But I don't think it's gonna have the same effect here where I live. Maybe in Salem it would have, but not like Matt and I live like in Lynn Beach area ish, little more city. Not that much, but just like a little bit more
Yeah.
to where I don't think it's gonna have the same like cute little Hallmark, feel to it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll still be beautiful though. Ugh.
Yeah.
I just like want to live in a place with snow like one time. Like just
Yeah.
one year. That's all I need.
Yeah.
But I also
Um,
need to be gone by like mid-February.
yeah. The thing is that I don't like up here about the weather is the cold lingers. It was still cold in like June, and I was like, this is
Oh,
crazy. So, but then it gets like hot, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But even the hot isn't that hot. So I like that.
That's nice.
But that's not exactly true. It does get really hot, like 80, 90 degrees. But I'm from Florida. So to me, I'm like, this is nothing.
Yeah. No, it's finally cold here and now I'm complaining on the alternate end of things. I'm like, I'm cold. And John's like, yeah, aren't you happy about that? Like you were complaining for so long. And I'm like, I'm so cold though.
True California girl just wants it 70 degrees. Okay.
It just has to be perfect. That's all I need.
That's
Oh
funny.
man.
Well, we actually have just some like fun internet lore to to like get into. And I'm actually so excited because one of these things has not made it across Hannah's desk, and I'm like so unsure how. But before that, I have a really I know what happened with Aspen and Parker. Like
Okay,
I
I'm dying for your theory because I don't know.
know, but listen, I have been such a long time fan of Aspen, and last night I took a gummy, as Aspen says. um,
Aspen promotes gummies.
yes. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, this has to be it. Like, there's no other way. And I almost texted you, Hannah, but then I was like, I should save it for the pod. So this is what it has to be. And I'll tell you why it has to be this. And I was telling Matt, I figured it out. Da, da, da. And he just like was not caring as much as I wanted him to care about
Mm,
it. And
men.
I was like, you're not like into this as much as I want you to be, and I don't
Yeah.
appreciate it. But
But I am.
yes. So, okay. So Aspen has said nothing has hurt her could hurt her more, right? Than this thing that she found out.
Yeah.
Okay, she also wrote back to one of the comments, it's a big deal to me. That's what she says. When people are like, I bet it's something that's not even that big of a deal. She said, well, it's a big deal to me. And then his sister also said, it's way more Utah than you guys are thinking.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Mormon vibes.
Yes. So drugs and alcohol are like forbidden in the Mormon religion. So it's like a lot of things that people get caught doing or are known for
Hmm.
doing, and then it's like a big deal.
Wait,
Um
is he Mormon? Because she's not.
no, no, no. She both neither of them are. But
Okay.
his sister said it's way more Utah than you guys are thinking. Aspen has also said there has been she now drinks on occasion, but she didn't for a
Hmm.
really long time, not because she was against it at all or because she was ever Mormon, but because there's a lot of trauma in her life with alcohol. And that's because it's been rumored that her dad was an alcoholic. He's now deceased. She's come out and said that, which so sad for her. And he was very young when he passed on. And I say young as in he was like our parents' age, obviously younger
Hmm.
than our parents, probably Hannah, but as people in Utah give birth at like 19, and
Yeah.
he was Mormon, and yeah. Anyways,
And she's
and
only like 28.
she's only like 28, and she's the oldest, so as you can imagine. Also, when I say young, like when I Matt will be like, "Oh yeah, people are kind of young in the hospital," and I'm like, "How old?" And he's like 60, and I'm like, "That's young." And he's like, "Well, I mean, to so it's given me a little bit of a perspective of like young and old when it comes to like sickness and stuff." So
Hmm.
he was very, very young for him to have passed on.
Yeah.
So for her to be like, there's a lot of trauma in my life about this thing, for her to say that it was a big deal to her, for her to say that nothing could have hurt her more than finding out this one thing. Also, for her to say that someone in her life should have said, "You if you don't tell her, I will," type of thing.
Hmm.
I think he was an alcoholic and was secret drinking. Oh, she was like, there were so many signs. This is another thing. And I can't believe I didn't like see any of them. Like, obviously, it was like, I can't believe I just didn't put it together that that happened, that that was happening. So I think looking back, she's like, oh, he was probably drunk the whole time. You know what I mean?
Interesting. I mean, but like nothing could hurt her more than that. Like not cheating, not like having another family that she doesn't know about, like nothing.
Well, yeah, because she has so much trauma in her life when it comes to drinking because her dad was an alcoholic. Her parents ended up getting a divorce over it when she was young, and there's a lot of trauma with her dad. She was never close to him because of that.
Hmm. Also, how do I don't feel like alcoholics can hide that they're an alcoholic.
Yeah, but I know people who have secret drink and
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Have really hit it, and maybe, and I think it got uncovered, and I think it's called discovery, like whenever people get a divorce and stuff, and that's something, and maybe he struggled with that like his whole life, like maybe when he was young he ended up like going to rehab or something, or getting kicked out of his like mission because he came home from his mission early or
Hmm.
something like that. I think got found out in his throughout or through the divorce process.
So why wouldn't she? I guess she wouldn't share that publicly because it would hurt him.
Probably because it would hurt him. Then she would have to talk about like why that would be such a big deal to her. Her
That's true
like,
because I feel like people would be like, "That's not that big of a deal."
yeah. She'd have to be like, well, it's a big deal to me because like
Right.
all this, like, you know. Also though, I'm hesitant to even say this out loud because I'm like, what if I think this is it? Like I'm like, I would bet a lot of dollar bills if this is it. And like then once I like blow up, she's gonna be like, you're the girl who outed my secret. She's not gonna want to be best friends.
Oh. I don't know.
And then,
Also, did you see her video? I think she posted it like yesterday and she was like, I wasn't asking you guys to like share your theories.
I know, I know, I know. She's like, I was talking about the palette.
Yeah. I guess I'm just having a hard time wrapping my head around like the
That,
idea that that could be the worst thing that he could ever do to her, because I'm like, but I feel like there are worse things. Like, what if he was a secret murderer? What if he
yeah.
had a whole other family that she didn't know about? Like those feel like worse things to me, but I don't know.
No, I agree, but I think like she used that choice of language in the comments to her. It's a
Hmm.
big deal, and to her
Yeah.
because of the history with drinking and all the trauma that has gone on in her life when it comes to drinking. So imagine like your biggest trauma for the person that you love most in the world to do that
Hmm.
same traumatic thing to you. You know,
Yeah. No,
nothing could
that's
probably hurt
true.
you more, you know?
Ugh, poor thing. I just feel
Uh,
so bad for her. But I also think it's really interesting that like whatever he did wasn't bad enough that she's like completely distancing herself from
Yeah.
him.
Again, why I think it's that.
You have a point. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
And this is someone who has
Wow.
watched like almost every single Aspen Ovard video in their entire
Yeah.
lives, and like I've read almost every comment that she's left on everything throughout this whole thing. Matt and I were asking Chat GPT, but the Chat GPT didn't come up with this. Matt was like, "We need to figure this out" the other night. Like he was
Oh,
so
I
into
love
it.
it. Also, did you see that she pinned my favorite video where she's like riding Parker?
Yes, yes.
It's
But
like pinned on her profile, and everyone's like, that's crazy. And she's like, I know. I love it.
no, no, I'm so glad she did that. And did you
I
see
know.
she pinned the like crazy for a cause, like trying to get that video to 3 million views? She just pinned that. I'm like, girl, you should have been pinned that as soon as you
Yeah,
posted it. It would
seriously.
have been
I
at 3
know.
million views and you would have got that back.
Seriously.
I don't know if that made sense to any of you. So that's my take. I feel really bad for her. And Aspyn, I'm really sorry if anyone, like, if you hear this and I just outed your secret.
Yeah.
I love you so much. And no one is a bigger
I'm your
fan than
biggest
me.
fan.
Yeah. And I want to make a TikTok video about this, but I'm too scared that, like, that might come across your desk and then you would hate me forever. So I'm putting it on my podcast.
On my podcast. But like she has to know that people would be guessing if she's putting all of this out there. You know, it's not like people are going to be like, "Oh, we respect her not telling us." Like people are nosy bitches,
Yeah, including me.
including me.
Hannah has her own local
My
Aspyn
own local
Ovard.
Aspyn over. Oh my gosh, I literally sent this to Tori. So sorry if you're listening to this, Sarah, but we have to talk. I have this friend here. She's part of like the San Francisco influencer community, and she's pretty young, she's cute, she's successful. And I went to this movie premiere once and met her and her boyfriend, and like they just seemed like, you know, the cutest little couple. So last week she posts on her page like, "Oh, after 7 years in a relationship with my boyfriend, he cheated on me and ruined everything. And I'm going to spill everything, all the tea." And I was like, Tori, you need to be on this right now because we're not getting answers from Aspyn. Okay. And if this is the tea, then it's not as interesting as like a cheating scandal. So yesterday, Sarah, and if you want to follow her, her name's Sarah Sundrop, and she's being very open about this. She's like, she's tagging her ex, like
She
my
put a
girl,
full photo.
iconic ass behavior.
Yes, faces and all.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not hiding anything. So she literally posted this like 4-minute video yesterday. My jaw was like on the floor. Screenshots, receipts, everything. I mean,
Text messages.
literally everything. So basically what happened is she's dating this guy for 7 years and he was like living a double life. Like basically like cheating on her with she doesn't know how many women. But recently when they had like celebrated their 7-year anniversary, he was seeing this other girl that he met on Tinder, and he created like a fake persona for himself on Tinder, started seeing this girl, was having an extremely explicit relationship with her. And like go watch the video because the text messages between like this girl shared all their texts with Sarah. Like she's the one who went and told Sarah that this was
Which,
happening.
thank you, girl, because you know some girls like don't. So like,
Yeah,
thank
queen
you.
behavior.
Mm-hmm.
The texts are insane. And like this poor girl didn't know at first. Like this guy, he had a whole different persona. Like she couldn't find him online. Like she didn't know who he was until she like told one of her friends about it, who actually followed Sarah on Instagram and recognized him from Sarah's page and was like, "Wait, I think this is the same guy. I think he's like double crossing you both." So then this girl like went to Sarah, literally screen recorded every single text between them. And Sarah was like, "These that I'm sharing are like the less explicit version. There's things that like I cannot even put on the internet. They're so disgusting." And so Sarah just found out about this, obviously, like a week ago, left his ass. Good for you. She doesn't know like how many women he was doing this with, for how long, but girl tagged him. She tagged him in this post about him being a disgusting cheater. And I was like, Slay, you are a queen for this.
No, seriously, good for her.
It like makes you so scared too, because like he seems so sweet and so nice, and like they just seem so good together. 7 years.
That's
Like
a long time too. Like that's about the time you start like
you're getting
getting
married.
married. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like when
Like
Matt and I got engaged was like after 7 years.
it's like, who the fuck did I date? Who the fuck did I
Ooh.
marry? Like that is so scary. She's like, I don't even know who he is. Like he was cheating on her in the same bed that she slept in every night.
Definitely go watch her video. What's her handle?
Sarah Sundrop. Sarah with an H at the end.
Yeah, she has a full video with like all of the details, but it's juicy
It's
and
so juicy.
Like, F
Girl
that
spared
guy.
no expense. Yeah, and his mom was like, you know, I know you're hurt, but you don't have to air your dirty laundry." And that message made it in the video.
Yeah. What?
My iconic queen. Oh, also, if you're in the Bay, his name on Tinder was Jen Smith, Jehn. Weird fucking name, but avoid. If you see him on Tinder, avoid at all costs.
Yeah. And what's his real name?
Sergio.
Yeah. So if you see either of those names, because now he's newly single, so avoid at all
Yes.
costs.
But avoid.
Yeah.
Disgusting behavior. Yeah, so that was my own personal Aspen Ovid. Ovard, Aspen
Mhm.
Ovid, Ovard. Miss Sarah Sundrop, thank you for spilling the tea. Thank you for your service. We applaud you.
Yes. And now something that I can't believe Hannah doesn't know about is that I'm about to tell you is the Brianna chicken fry and Zach Bryan lore, which you know Zach Bryan, right?
Like the singer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know his
Yeah.
girlfriend.
No. I mean, I like him. I like his songs.
Yeah.
Zach Bryan. Brianna Chicken Fry, that's her real name?
No, it's LaPaglia, but she's
Oh.
like a podcaster at Barstool. And basically, there's like so much lore with Zach Bryan's exes. Like, he actually is really, I love his music too, but he is not a good human when it comes to like how he treats women. Like, he has a pattern, which everyone has said. He dates a girl for like a year and a half, does all the things, like buys a house, gets a dog, whatever, and then breaks up with them. And it kind of leaves them in a ghost way situation and like usually gets right into another relationship. Like, he was married in the military and then he started to blow up or whatever. He usually ends up cheating too. Like, he always cheats on his partners. Yeah, so when he was married, for instance, he served his wife the divorce papers while she was deployed or something like that. While she
Oh,
yeah.
what the fuck?
And so they got a divorce and supposedly they've like never talked. Like, he just like served her name was Rose. He just like divorced her, never talked to her again. He started dating this girl named Deb like right after, or like there was an overlap kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Brianna Chicken Fry, who is his current girlfriend, is like the same way with her boyfriends, has known. And she even publicly has said there's always like a little bit of an overlap with like the guys that I'll be dating someone for a really long time, want to break up with that person, but I haven't like gotten haven't pulled the trigger. And then there's always someone that comes in that I end up being interested in. And then I end up dating that or
Interesting.
wanting to date that person, and then I end up breaking up with the person. And she's like, it
Yeah.
happens every time.
Wait, where does chicken fry come in?
I don't know. Supposedly the lore is that her legs look like chicken fries, like she's skinny.
That's so random.
So she just that was her name like in college, her TikTok name, and it just like stuck. Anyways, he's dating Brianna Chicken Fry LaPaglia, and then because there's an overlap with his like current girlfriend Deb, and she's like devastated, that Deb
Mm-hmm.
girl. And like, she also is like she has about the same following as me. Her videos do better than mine though. And she was devastated like whenever this happened, because she was like fully dating Zach Bryan, and he just like leaves her and is starting publicly dating Brianna Chicken Fry.
Oh.
And she's the sweetest, most like pure, and they had like a dog together kind of thing. Zach Bryan ends up, and then as Zach has been dating Brianna, people have said that Brianna like copies Deb, his ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Like in life or in content?
in life.
Okay,
Like,
weird.
oh, you dyed your hair brown, she has brown hair. Oh, you're starting to
Oh.
dress like her. You're starting to like, oh, you like film. That's like something she always really liked. Anyways, fast forward, everyone's like, he's gonna do the same thing to you. Like, all the fans were like, he's gonna do the same thing to you. He does it every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what?
He did.
He did. But the difference is this time, people were like, oh, no way. Because this time with Brianna, he bought a house with Brianna. in Massachusetts, in her hometown. She moved out of New York City. Like, she moved her entire life out of New York.
Commitment.
Yeah. Got a dog with him. She
What is
also
he
went,
doing?
what do
Like,
you
I
mean?
wonder if he literally is like, oh no, like this is the one, like I'm gonna like commit and do all this stuff. Like, or if he's literally like, whatever, like I'm just gonna leave her, but I'll just do all this stuff, you know?
No, I think guys like that in the moment really do think that this is gonna be it, but then it's like all
Yeah.
like hollow, you know? Apparently, and you know Dave Portnoy from Barstool?
Yeah.
So they're really close because they do a podcast together, Brianna and
Hmm.
Dave and like Josh Richard. And Dave just publicly like went out and because he's met him a couple times. He's met Zach Bryan a couple
Mm-hmm.
times. And he was like, "Oh, so Brianna," he was on a podcast just recently and was like, "Oh, so you didn't like or oh, so what's the tea with like this Brianna chicken fry?" And he was like, "Oh, I don't have the green light. I can't speak on it." There, like text Brianna and ask her if I can speak on it because he did for So Dirty. There's like other details that I'm about to get to in the breakup that were
Oh
really
my
really
God.
messy and like really bad. But I just want to get say this tidbit first. And then Brianna was like, "No, you can say it, Dave." So then Dave was like, "Okay." So apparently like right whenever they got together, they give her like shit on the podcast and it's like a joke, you know, it's all in like good fun.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "Oh, Brie, you got a new boyfriend? Like you've had like a revolving door of boyfriends lately. This is like your third boyfriend in the last couple months." But they were joking with her. And if you listen to the tone of their podcast, it's literally like your brother if you've ever had like a close like guy friend like kind of pick
Yeah.
on you and she gives them shit too. Like it's
Okay.
all like fun. So before this, it was the Super Bowl, and Dave and Josh Richards, who's also on the podcast, were at the Super Bowl, and they were supposed to go to Zach Bryan's concert that night, and Brianna was there, and he was texting Brianna and like, "Hey, so what time are we meeting up? Like, where do we go?" Like, and then and he's like she's not answering, and then she calls him and is like, "Hey, I don't know how to say this, but this is like the first big fight that Zach and I have ever gotten into. But he has banned you and Josh from going to his concert because he saw that clip where you said I was like had a revolving door of boyfriends, and so now he like banned you guys from, and that was
Oh
6 months
shit.
prior, 6 months ago, you know,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Are you joking? Like that was a joke. Does he not know this is
Yeah.
like what we do? We like banter on the podcast. It's like a joke. Like is he not aware?" And she was like, "I know. Like I'm really sorry." And he was like, "Whatever." That was strike one. Then strike two, Dave Portnoy said at the Golden Globes, there was like this big thing where she went to the Golden Globes because she got invited, her and Grace did, and they were
Mm-hmm.
interviewing people on the red carpet, and she got approached by someone who was like, "Oh, are you excited to see?" And it was nothing important, and it was some like famous dude, and she was like, "Oh yeah, he's a good looking guy," like said something about someone being a good looking guy, and
Oh.
Zach Bryan heard that, and he literally blocked her and like the BFFs podcast because he was following them before, and Grace and like everyone, and like tried to like break up with her or whatever. Then because she just
Jesus.
said that someone was good looking on a red carpet when she was interviewed, who was like an older like famous person. You know what I mean? Like
What the fuck?
yeah, and he was like, so when Dave got asked, they were like, "Oh, so so are you a Zach Bryan hater now?" And Dave was like, "I was never a liker. How about that?"
Good answer.
Yeah, and then he like told these stories, and he was like, "And there's more, but I'm just gonna leave it at that." But
Oh,
yeah, and he was like, "And this isn't the first time that they've broken up crazy like this." And then all of a sudden, people were posting screenshots of him on Raya, the app for famous people. So, and then he posted publicly, "Brianna and I have like broken up." He said, and the way he worded it was so crazy. It was like, "Brianna and I have broken up with each other." And then
With
he
each
was
other.
yeah, and then at the end he was like, "So I," and then he was like, I have so much love. I love her with every bit of my heart, but da da da." And then it was like, "So I've decided that it's best if we go our separate ways." So it's like, so you can tell you broke up with her.
Yeah, let's be honest.
And so then she gets on and is like, posts a video and is like to her YouTube channel and is like, "Hey, so I'm really blindsided right now. Like, we broke up like yesterday. I had no idea he was going to post that." Which also in my head, I'm like, I'm sure you all broke up yesterday, but I'm also sure that you didn't think it was like a real breakup. Like, you probably thought
Oh,
it was like, y'all have broken up plenty of times. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
And then he posts that publicly, and then and that's how you find, because you find out that he's like on Raya. You know what I mean? Um, but in the
Uh,
breakup video where she's talking about it, she's like, I don't understand how you can love someone through things that you shouldn't love them through, then still get discarded of. And I'm like, happens to the best of us.
yeah, literally. Like,
Wow.
when you've seen a man do it before, are you really shocked that he did it to you?
Yeah, I
I hate to
know.
say it, but men who are trash stay trash. Like,
Yeah.
there's no
And,
change in that.
and especially like a guy like that who like give them like money and power now, and like I'm sure he just feels, and obviously he's immature, like that's been
Yeah.
proven. So
Oh,
isn't that
girl.
crazy
That's
though?
crazy. Okay, I'm so glad you told me the lore because I've like heard these names before, but I didn't even know they were talking about like Zach Bryan, the musician.
Yeah, yeah.
Did not look into this. Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah. Take the trash out.
I know. And she's been getting canceled left and right for like other things, and I don't agree with her take on a lot of things, but
So she's problematic herself.
yeah. I also think
Mm,
that people are very sensitive to anything that she says because people are haters on her because they were like a little bit jealous of the Zach Bryan thing. Honestly,
yeah.
I do think that because it's like something that happened to her is crazy. Like, imagine like one of the most like famous singers just like plucks you out of the crowd and just like buys you a house in your hometown, a mansion in your hometown, and like is taking you all around the country on tour.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's literally wild what happened, but still, also like her whole life, which there's a whole thing with her. She has a best friend named Grace. That's a whole other thing. You and I will get into that later because that's a whole other thing. Because now they're like not even friends, and I think it has everything to
Ooh.
do with this.
The
Which I
lore
don't know if they're not even friends.
continues.
That's like a bold statement. I take that back. But they're like, they just went on tour. They haven't filmed their podcast in like 2 or 3 weeks now, and
Mm,
it's like
something's up.
something is up. Something's going on.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So
you should go catch up. You should watch the video.
yeah,
It's
I'm
like,
off. I'm off to TikTok. I'm off to YouTube.
yeah, it's, I mean, and wouldn't you do it? Like, if you were that little single girl and like one of your favorite musicians just decides that he's like into you, like, I'm sure
Pluck you out
you,
of obscurity.
yeah, like, wouldn't you kind of think like, and I know,
Yeah, I feel like you gotta like do it with a grain of salt, right? Because you've clearly seen his past,
hmm,
and he's probably gonna do it to you. But like, have a good time. Like maybe just don't get too attached and get a dog with the man.
yeah, don't like move your, like, don't give up your apartment in New York, which she
Hmm.
didn't for a long time. Like, she kept it for a really long time, but then she didn't.
Oh boy.
And what is she gonna do now? Like, you can't, you think she's just gonna like chill in his house that he bought? Like, I wonder how long he's gonna let her like
Live
stay there.
there.
If it were me, I'd want to just like get the fuck out of that house
Yeah,
that he
but
bought.
also like you've like given up your whole life and stuff. So, although I wonder if she's getting like some good money from this.
I don't know. I mean, she works at Barstool, so she makes like decent money, really
Yeah,
good money on her
she
own.
can move back to New York.
Yeah, definitely. But she like has talked so much publicly about how she's so glad she moved back to like the Boston area, and she's so glad how like Zach has brought her back to her roots, and now she's just like living a slower life, and she goes to New York for work when she needs to because he has an amazing apartment in New York, so she would just like go to the apartment in
You
New
should hit
York.
her up. You should call her up. Hey, Brianna Chicken Fry. I'm also in Boston area. Do you want to like get coffee? You want to get a matcha?
Oh my gosh. Like, would
Girls.
you be of the school of thought, like, I'm gonna take my time in this house until I figure out what I'm doing because, like, F you for screwing me over? Or would you be of the
Yeah.
school of thought that's like, I want to get out of this place and have no ties to you and, like, F you? Like, I can't decide which one I would be.
Yeah, I don't know because I'm a petty queen, so I feel like I would be in the house like, good luck getting rid of me. What you gonna do, bitch?
I don't know, evict me.
Evict me.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we've learned from this episode is men are trash.
It's true. They just keep showing time and time again.
Yeah. It makes you nervous, you know?
It does.
You don't know when you don't really know someone. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed our little catch up session on all the internet lore. I feel like by the time this comes out, there's going to be like so much more too. We're just going to have to like dive into another episode because we're just girls on the internet who like to yap. Anyway, with that, be sure to rate and subscribe to the podcast. You can find us at Internet Girls Pod, wherever you get your podcasts, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. And we are Tori Sunshine, 2Rs1I, and I'm Hanley Lifestyle. And we are so glad that you keep coming back week after week. Or if this is your first episode, welcome. Hope you love the Yap Fest. But yeah, let us know what you want to see. Let us know if you want to come on as a guest. We're taking guests, so we're excited about that.
Yeah, we have our first one booked.
Yes, we have our first one coming out next week. And then we have our second one in the works. So get excited because, yeah, we can yap just us, but imagine a third. Two of us is cute, but three, though? All right, you guys,